Hey people, hope you guys doing great. In today's video we will see, what if Naruto got harem with Gwen, Lindsay and Heather? Part 3. Huge shout out to for KFB Anime 87 this story. If you end up liking this video please consider subscribe, and like the video. So let's start the story. Camp Wawanakwa. Naruto was jogging like he always did after breakfast with Leshwana close behind who was keeping up but she was starting to get tired. Thankfully she was used to this workout after doing this with Naruto for a while now. You alright? Naruto asked her, seeing her start to slow down in speed as her breathing got a bit heavier. Yeah, we did 10 laps around the island, can we take a break? She asked as she stopped a moment to catch her breath. Yeah, that's fine, we can do some squats to finish up after you catch your breath, Naruto told her as he stopped his jog and walked over to her. Squats, huh? This so you can see my booty bounce for you? Leshwana asked, still panting but smirking. Well, I won't deny that wouldn't be a perk, Naruto said with a chuckle. Head, just say the word sugar and I'll rock your world. Leshwana smirked as she lightly slapped her hip, feeling confident now that she was more in shape now. Naruto chuckled at this display of flirting, liking how honest and open she was about her intentions. If I didn't have plans with Bridget after this I'd wreck her, he thought, internally grinning. As fun as it would be to clap your cheeks, my dear, I have an appointment in the woods, Naruto said with a flirty tone. Bear wrestling? Leshwana asked with a raised eyebrow. Don't worry, it's friendly sparring unlike with that asshole one I killed, Naruto said with a chuckle. Alright then, let's finish this thing so you can go powerbomb a bear into a tree then, Leshwana said, smirking and teasingly before she turned around and started to squat up and down while counting. Naruto's eyes were on the large woman's giant booty, watching as her cheeks jiggled in her sweatpants. Oh, the things I'd do. No, keep control, Naruto. Bridget's turn is next. It's not fair to her if you pounce on Leshwana and tear up her holes, he thought, trying to keep his lust in check. You doing okay, stud? Leshwana asked as she looked over her shoulder at Naruto with a knowing smirk. I'd give anything for a distraction, Naruto thought, trying to control himself. Hey Whiskers, you're late for your appointment, Izzy yelled, announcing her presence behind a bush nearby. Gah! You need a bell, girl. You ruined my twerk out, Leshwana said with an annoyed look on her face. Wait, I'm late? What time is it? Naruto asked, concerned. Nearly lunch, so get moving, Whiskers, Izzy said with a smile. Crap! Gotta go, Leshwana, later, Naruto yelled as he ran off. Leshwana watched Naruto leave and chuckled, feeling pride in the fact that she got to him. So you like Whiskers, huh? Izzy asked with a smirk. Oh, I definitely would like to take a crack at him. Why? Leshwana asked Izzy. Let me tell you about a little club I'm in, Izzy said with a smile at Leshwana. Confessional. So Whiskers has several girls he's been banging? And no one told me till Crazy Girl just did? Oh, I'm getting a shot at him, though the club needs a better name than the Whiskers beat me and turned my brain to Mush Club. Leshwana smirked as she shook her head at the name Izzy used. Confessional. Yes. Now Leshwana wants her shot. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy watching his slimy beep tear her beep open and beep 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 with beep 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 on her beep 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 and beep. Izzy went on yet another crazed censored tirade, making the newest censor hired quit. With Naruto. Naruto was running through the woods looking for where he agreed to meet Bridget. Gotta go now. Where is it? Naruto panicked as he ran to find Bridget. Over here, Bridget called out, getting his attention. Naruto looked and spotted Bridget next to the lake where there was a picnic blanket and a basket. Where'd you get a picnic basket? Naruto asked, curious. Izzy asked Chef. Bridget told him as Naruto approached and hugged her in greeting. Yeah, with a baseball bat, Naruto said with a scoff. Oh, she told you? Bridget said with a chuckle as she pulled away from the hug. I'm not even surprised, Naruto sighed after processing that as he sat down next to Bridget on the picnic blanket. Hope you're hungry. Izzy got us some good food, and yes, Chef approved it after the first swing on her bat, Bridget told him. I'm more curious where she found a bat, Naruto admitted, trying to figure out where she found one. never knowing Izzy stole it from Chris's trailer. Worry about Izzy and the others later. This is my time with you, Bridget told him before pulling him down so his head was in her lap. Oh, you're gonna feed me, huh? Naruto chuckled as he saw her pull out some grapes. I figured it could be fun, she admitted, blushing slightly. Hey, if that's what my girl wants, then I'll do it in a heartbeat, Naruto told her honestly. Bridget smiled at this before she lowered the grapes to Naruto's mouth, to which the wrestler in training accepted without hesitation. Want me to do this for you afterwards? Naruto asked her after eating the grapes provided by Bridget. I'm more of a fan of strawberries, so here, Bridget said as she took out a strawberry and lowered it to her lips before she lowered it to Naruto. Naruto bit the strawberry but kept it in his mouth, as if enticing Bridget to share the fruit. Bridget chuckled at this before she lowered herself to Naruto and took the strawberry with her mouth. Or at least intended to. As soon as she pulled the strawberry from between his teeth, Naruto's head shot up and captured her lips in a kiss, with the berry in the middle of the two's lips, making Bridget's eyes widen at his boldness. Soon they both swallowed the strawberry and pulled away. Very sweet, and I don't mean the berry, Naruto said with a smile. I always did have a sweet tooth, Bridget said with a smile before she looked at the crystal clear lake beside them. Hey, you up for a swim? She asked. Sure, I love swimming, though I may not be as good as you, my surfer gal, Naruto said with a smile as he stood up. Bridget smiled before she pulled off her hoodie, and revealing she didn't have a bra underneath or any swimwear. Naruto smirked as he checked out Bridget's body. Lemon happened. Bridget threw her head back and arched her back as she screamed as Naruto ravished her hard, their loud love-making continuing for hours. The next day. Welcome back to Total Drama Island. Last time our competitors had to face their deepest, darkest fears. Not all of them succeeded, but others managed to conquer their fears. In the end, Tyler let his team down when he was too chicken to face the chicken, get it? And he was sent packing. Once again, the Bays find themselves behind the Gophers. Can they turn it around? Will Naruto almost kill another clown? Find out the answers to this and more on Total Drama Island, Chris announced. The mess hall. Everyone was inside the mess hall in line to get their food from Chef. Ugh, hi, Courtney groaned from the base table, nursing her head. What's with her? Naruto asked curiously as he grabbed a bowl of ramen from Chef. Some interns apparently banged or something super loud last night. Kept all of us up with shouts of beep, me harder daddy. Duncan explained, far too tired to give a fuck about anything. Bridget looked down to hide her growing blush at the punk's words. Izzy giggled at this while Gwen smirked knowingly at Naruto and Bridget. Naruto just looked on blank face before he sat next to Bridget. I guess we were a bit loud last night, he whispered to her so no one would hear. A bit? Bridget asked, embarrassed at them all hearing her get utterly fucked by Naruto all night. Okay, campers, today is gonna be a good one, so head to the campfire, Chris announced over loudspeaker. Oh goody, another camp activity from the middle-aged hack, Naruto grumbled as they all got up to leave. I heard that, Chris's voice yelled over the loudspeaker. You were supposed to. Guess your hearing is still good, old man, Naruto yelled back, getting laughs from some of the campers. Campfire. Base, Gophers, today is a true summer camp experience. A canoe trip. You'll be paddling your canoes across the lake to Boney Island. When you get there, you must portage your canoes to the other side of the island, which is a 2-hour hike through dense, treacherous jungle, Chris explained. We have to pour what on our canoes? Jeff asked, confused. Portage, Chris said again, getting a blank look from the party boy. It means carry your canoe, Naruto said with an eye roll while this was going on. Exactly. Once you get to the other end of the island, you'll build a rescue fire that will be judged by me. The first team to paddle home and return with their canoes to this beach gets invincibility, Chris explained. Now let's get going, Chris announced as everyone started to stand. Oh wait, hang on. I forgot to mention this, but don't take anything from Boney Island. If you do, you'll be cursed forever. Also ignore the shack on the beach saying vacation home. The owner will kill all of us if her shack gets ruined. Chris explained. Her? Heather asked curiously. Get moving! Chris yelled to the campers, making them run to the shore, and then saw Beth run up from the bathroom. What did I miss? She asked as she looked around, wondering where everyone was. Canoes, Chris said, pointing at the others on the beach, making the nerdy girl run up to join them. With Minato and Kushina watching at home. They better not fuck with my shack, Kushina growled. That was her vacation shack on a cursed island, damn it. Why do you have a shack on that island? Why not an actual house? Minato asked his wife curiously. Survival training. I built it. I'll stay in it, Kushina exclaimed while Minato sighed at his wife's attitude. With the campers from each team had partnered up to paddle their canoes. For the base, Harold and Katie had partnered up along with Jeff and DJ, followed by Duncan and Courtney. For the Gophers, Beth and Cody were in a canoe. Izzy and Owen were in another, as she was the only one crazy enough to ride with him due to his weight. Lindsay and Bridget teamed up, as well as Gwen with Lashana. Naruto was left with Heather. More to make sure she didn't do anything messed up. Had nothing to do with the fact while she had a bad attitude she was smoking hot. Nope, not at all. My eyes are up here, Heather deadpanned as she saw Naruto glancing at her chest. Sorry, Naruto apologized as he chuckled sheepishly. It's nice to know you look. I guess Lindsay's mouth isn't enough for you, huh? She asked, smirking, since she recalled seeing Lindsay blow him not that long ago. Even if it did spark her jealousy at the thought. I have no idea what you're talking about, Naruto said quickly as he paddled the canoe. Yeah, right, Heather said with an eye roll. Why so interested? Are you jealous? Naruto asked with a smirk as he looked at Heather over his shoulder. Well, you are a fine specimen of a man. Tell you what helped me get the money and maybe I'll make it worth your while, she said flirtily. Nice try. I'm not gonna just help you win. Wouldn't be much of a competition show if I did, Naruto smirked. Not even if I let you do my ass? I know you have been leering at me, stud. Heather flirted once more. Very tempting, but no, Naruto said after a moment of silence. So you have some pride. I kinda like that, Whiskers. Heather smirked, liking seeing his pride on full display. Meanwhile, as all the campers paddled, Lashana grit her teeth seeing her mortal enemy getting close with Naruto. Relax, you have a better chance than she does, Gwen said as she paddled. I know you're right, girl, but dash, Lashana was saying before Izzy and Owen paddled past them, Izzy cackling like crazy. Just follow my lead, everyone. I'm 187th Cherokee, you know? Which means, like, the tribe could totally, claim me at any time. Izzy cackled out as her and Owen were ahead of everyone. I swear that girl is crazy, Lashana said as she shook her head. You should see how she is in bed with Naruto. Whole other level, Gwen told Lashana, since Izzy had told the others Lashana was in the know. Land ho! Izzy yelled, seeing Boney Island come up from the fog. And that it was a giant skull. That's not unsettling at all, Gwen said with a flat tone. I can see why Mom has a vacation shack here, Naruto muttered beneath his breath. Let's get this challenge over with. I have better things to do than rot on some cursed island, Heather complained as Naruto paddled them to the shore. Relax, booty shorts, we have your back, Naruto said as they approached the island. You have my back to stare at my ass, Heather said simply. You haven't complained yet, Naruto told her. True, Heather said as each of the canoes pulled up and everyone disembarked before carrying their canoes for their hikes. With the Gophers. As everyone carried their canoes, Cody saw something move in the bushes before a tree suddenly fell in front of them. Get back! He shouted as the team all stopped before a giant monstrous-looking beaver the size of a bear came out of the bushes. Monster beavers? He yelled, terrified and confused. So Ka-san wasn't lying, Naruto said with a grin as he cracked his knuckles and set down the canoe. The beaver looked at Naruto and growled at him before he roared at him. Bring it! We're gonna have a damn good time! Naruto yelled before he ran at the giant beaver with a roar. The team watched as Naruto ducked a claw swipe from the beaver before lifting the bear onto his shoulders in a fireman's carry effortlessly, and rolling him off his shoulders so he would slam into the blonde's knee spine first in a backbreaker. The team winced at this as the beaver screeched in pain. "Oh, come on, we just started! Mom said you guys were tough!" Naruto yelled. Dude?" Owen said as Ep pointed behind them, and when Naruto looked they saw what looked like more monster beavers approaching. Good, a real workout," Naruto said with a mad grin as he dropped the monster beaver he backbreakered and ran at the other beavers with a roar. "Make them cry, Uncle Whiskers!" Izzy yelled with her own mad grin. Confessional. A remnant of the Pleistocene era, the woolly beaver is a day-active rodent indigenous to Boney Island. Oh yeah, and they're meat eaters. Meaning Naruto's probably gonna beat them up. Oh well, Chris chuckled. Back with the Gophers. Naruto had a beaver locked in a Boston Crab submission hold as it tapped out. "Is that all you got? You fight like a poet and sound like one too!" Naruto yelled as he wrenched the beaver's legs back and made it scream even more while the other beavers he had beaten up were bowing in submission. Naruto let go of the monster beaver before roaring in victory. "I am the Beaver King! Bow before me!" Naruto cackled. "Hey Whiskers, we need to keep moving, so wrap this up," Gwen said as she tapped her wristwatch. "Easily done. Monster Beavers, your king demands you let us ride you to the other side of the island with our canoes in tow." Naruto ordered his new subjects, who all chattered at this and ran over to the others to let them ride them. "Okay, didn't guess this would happen," Gwen said, bewildered. "I think it's cool," Lindsay giggled as she got on one of the beavers. "Let's go burn stuff," Izzy cackled excitedly as she leapt onto one of the beavers. With the base. The base team were walking along till they reached a fork in the road. "Which trail should we take? Left or right?" Courtney asked. "The right trail is wider so we have more room," Jeff said, but before anyone else could respond. "Woo-hoo!" Owen yelled as Naruto, on a giant beaver, led his team, also on giant monstrous beavers dashing past them and running down the left path. "The fuck?" Duncan asked, seriously fucking confused. "Of course that blonde idiot befriended those monsters," Courtney grumbled. "Quick, let's go right," Courtney ordered as they all dashed down the right path with their canoes to get to the other side. Left path. The giant monster beavers carried their passengers down the path, giving the Gophers an easier time of things. "That was more fun than when I was being hunted by the RCMP after I blew up their kitchen," Izzy cackled as they rode the beavers. "Say what now?" Lashana asked. "Okay, you may be off your meds, but there is no way in hell you're that crazy," Heather said as she rolled her eyes at Izzy. "I am not crazy! My mother had me tested," Izzy yelled. "Did you pass?" Bridget asked with a raised eyebrow. "Not important," Izzy answered with a smile. Guys, help!" Beth yelled as she fell off her beaver when it galloped into quicksand. "Why is there quicksand on this island?" Owen yelled, freaked. "I'm gonna assume Captain Straight to Streaming set this up," Naruto said, referring to Chris getting snorts from some of them. "I'd laugh if I wasn't sinking," Beth yelled as she was sinking quickly. "Okay, hold on," Naruto said as he was about to get off his sinking beaver and get her out, but was stopped when Cody of all people grabbed her and lifted her onto his beaver. You beat me to it." "Good job, Cody," Naruto complimented. No problem," Cody said with a grin as the team continued onward until they reached the shore and saw the base team already working on their fire. "How the hell did they beat us here?" Naruto questioned. "Less talking, more burning," Izzy cackled insanely as she left to gather stuff to burn. "You're lucky you're cute," Naruto mumbled before looking over and seeing Jeff crawling on the ground carrying wood. "What's up with him?" Naruto asked. "He injured himself while we walked," DJ said. "Is that a splinter? He's acting like this over a splinter?" Naruto deadpanned. "I'm a city boy, you mad man!" Jeff yelled at Naruto. "Doesn't Duncan have a knife? Why didn't you just use that to get it out of your leg?" Naruto asked with a deadpan look. "Jeff, get over here!" Duncan grinned, pulling out his pocket knife. Jeff yelled in terror as he got up and ran away. "Oh look, he can walk! It's a miracle!" Naruto smirked. Less messing with the fish and more helping us out, Whiskers. Heather yelled as she was dragging a tree branch with very little progress. Fine, I've had my fun, Naruto said before he walked over to a fully grown tree and punched it once, making it topple over before dragging it towards his team. Never let me fight him, Duncan deadpanned. Okay, let's light this puppy, Naruto yelled as he saw the base had a fire already. Duncan's lighter? He asked deadpan, recalling Duncan had one. Duncan just smirked as he flicked his lighter off. Nothing against lighters, Edge Killer Base, Chris said from a helicopter above, chuckling. Meanwhile, Izzy came over holding something in her hands. Check it out. I made a handmade fire starter from some sap. Get back, everyone. Fire in the hole. Izzy cackled, giving everyone no warning before she used the fire starter, and made a giant explosion of flames shoot up towards Chris's helicopter. Everyone okay? Naruto asked as he had tackled Lashana and Heather down to not get caught in the blast, and was currently groping their chests from his actions, his left hand on Heather's breast and right hand on Lashana's. Hey! No free feels! Heather yelled at Naruto while she was trying not to react. If she doesn't want M, I'll take M, baby, Lashana smirked. Yeah, I bet you two would, Naruto said as he got up and helped them both to their feet. With Beth. Ugh, my head, the nerdy girl groaned as she got up from where she was sent flying from the explosion. She ended up in a bush with a stone tiki idol in it. Ooh, how pretty, she said before she grabbed it, unaware of the curse the island had if anything was taken from it. Where the hell is Beth? Heather demanded. Why, yeah, we got this thing on fire, so let's move, Naruto yelled. Coming! Beth yelled after pocketing the tiki idol and running back to them. Meanwhile, the base were in a panic to make their fire bigger than the Gophers during this incident, so Harold, in his infinite wisdom, threw the oars onto the fire. You fucking moron! Duncan yelled at the nerd. How are we supposed to get home now, you idiot? Courtney bellowed. Some of us can push the canoes, Harold suggested weakly. Good idea, get pushing, Courtney demanded as she pushed Harold into the water. You sure we shouldn't have Party Boy and the big guy here push instead? Duncan asked, gesturing to DJ and Jeff. I want Harold to either prove himself or drown, Courtney growled out. That's hot, Duncan chuckled. Courtney scoffed at this but hid her smirk as her and the base team got in their canoes to have Harold push them home. It went about as well as you'd expect with the Gophers. Ha, Harold's pushing them home. Oh, this is just sad. Naruto laughed watching this fail. Despite them having the lead, however, they were halted in their progress towards making it back to the camp by an army of sharks. What the hell? Heather asked, seeing this. Did you do anything to piss off a shark army recently? She asked Naruto. Not to my knowledge, Naruto admitted before getting tackled by a growling shark out of his canoe. Before the shark yelled as Naruto grabbed in a choke hold and pulled it into the water and started to ride it. You wanna throw down? I'll turn ya into fish sticks, Naruto yelled out as the sharks surged around trying to buck him off. Eventually, however, the shark stopped. That's right. I'm not only king of the beavers. I'm the goddamn Shark King now, Naruto yelled to the heavens. The base beat us to camp, Gwen said flatly. With Harold pushing? Bullshit, Naruto yelled as he looked at the shore where the base team were cheering at their win. No, halfway DJ and Jeff jumped in to help him, Lashana said. We finally beat you clown, Duncan yelled at Naruto with a grin at their victory. Where's the clown? I'll kill them. So says the Shark King. Destroy them all. Destroy them all. Naruto started to rant like a loon. Are we there yet? Bridget asked with a sigh. We'll get there when we get there. Destroy them all. Naruto yelled crazily as they headed to the shore. Ya don't make mama get out the belt, Izzy yelped with a mad grin at the others. Campfire ceremony. The Gophers were on the chopping block while the base team watched, relishing in a victory and elimination of a Gopher member. Campers, I hold in my hands the key to your survival. These marshmallows when dash, Chris was saying till Naruto cut him off. Once our name is called, we come up and get a marshmallow. If our name is not called, we are eliminated, have to walk down the dock of shame, board the boat of losers, and leave the island never to return ever. Get on with it, dude, Naruto deadpanned. Gwen, Naruto, Bridget, Heather, Owen, Cody, Beth, one marshmallow remaining, Chris said as he threw them each a marshmallow until only Lindsay and Izzy were left, making Naruto frown that one of his girls was gonna go home, but unfortunately that was the nature of the competition. Plus he had voted for Owen, no offense to the big guy intended, he was sick of the farting. The final marshmallow goes to, Chris was saying until he was blinded by a spotlight from a flying helicopter. Freeze, Izzy! We know you're down there! You're under arrest! The chopper pilot yelled down via a speaker. Aw crap, the RCMP found me! Gotta go, Whiskers! You bitches better keep his beep warm for me! When I get back I'm gonna beep him till his beep while on jelly sandwiches! Izzy cackled, pointing at Bridget, Gwen, and Lindsay. As Izzy ran off laughing maniacally, the base team looked at Naruto with wide eyes as Izzy just pretty much outed that he was sleeping with Izzy, Lindsay, Gwen, and Bridget. As she was talking crazy, right? Courtney asked. Well, I'm not one to kiss and tell, but Naruto said with a sheepish chuckle. You are a god! Duncan yelled as him and Jeff bowed to Naruto. Well, there goes that secret, Chris said with a sigh. You knew? DJ asked curiously. Yup. Since the beginning when he got with Izzy, Chris said simply. Oh, so that's why we have been hearing what sound like animals fighting, Katie said. A god, I say, Jeff yelled as he bowed along with Duncan. Wait, if you're the ones who've been doing this, who kept us up yesterday with that beep me harder daddy yelling last night? Harold demanded. I will not name dash, Gwen was saying before. It was Bridget last night. But we've all been yelling stuff like that, Lindsay said with a smile, having no problem admitting it and embarrassing Bridget. Heather looked at the three girls who were chuckling nervously and scowled a little. He went to them before me? What the hell, she thought in anger. Well, at least we don't need to hide it anymore, Naruto sighed. With Kushina and Minato back at home. Kushina and Minato were watching the show which had just finished. Wow, I knew the crazy one was crazy, but I didn't expect that, Minato said with a chuckle at the fact that Izzy was wanted by the RCMP. Hee ha 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 ha. Kushina started to cackle like a lunatic. Sweetie? Minato asked with a nervous tone. I really like that one. Come on, stud. We're gonna go get her cleared of all charges and make sure she ends up as my first daughter-in-law, Kushina yelled as she got up to leave. Oh God! The last time we did something like this ended with you banned from Morocco, Minato groaned. Bah, you loved it, now let's go, Kushina yelled as she dragged her husband out the door, ignoring his protests. Night time. 4 days after Izzy's elimination. After Izzy's elimination by being chased away by the RCMP and outing Naruto's relationships, things had gotten tense. At least for Naruto. While he loved his girls and did enjoy spending time with the people at the camp, Izzy was honestly the woman who most frequently he had sex with. Not because of any particular reason on his part. More that she just constantly dragged him off to fuck at random times day and night, so he was just used to it. Right now Naruto was relaxing at the docks as it was now nighttime, and he liked to watch the stars at night, and while usually he would sit on the cabin rooftop, he was trying to avoid the other contestants, especially Duncan and Jeff, who kept yelling he was a god and bowing to him. Funny for the first hour. Less so after 4 days. There a reason you're not on the rooftop stargazing? Naruto heard Gwen's voice ask as she approached Naruto. Clearly she was on a small walk at night. After all, there wasn't much that you could do at the camp. Avoiding the twin dumbass, Naruto said with a sigh as he looked at Gwen and smiled at her. Ah yes, the ones raving about starting a church in your name, Gwen said with a smirk. Please tell me you're kidding, Naruto begged. Sorry babe, they're already discussing names for this religion. I believe Narutoism has won out, Gwen told him. I wanted to be a pro wrestler, not a cult leader of some kind, Naruto groaned out. I'm sure you can convince them to knock off the crap, Gwen said. Yeah. I'll be right back. I'll just go suplex them until they disband this stupid religion, Naruto said as he stood up and started walking over. Dang, I was gonna ask if you wanted to fool around, Gwen said casually, making Naruto stop mid-step and turn to her. Disbanding the cult can wait, Naruto said after a moment of thought. Good, I don't want Izzy to cut any of us for not keeping you happy, Gwen said with a smirk as she grabbed Naruto's hand and pulled him towards the forest. Don't be coy, you girls love it too, Naruto whispered to her with a smirk of his own as they arrived in the forest a good distance away from the cabins. Lemon happened. Unknown to the two, however, their romp session drew the attention of two individuals who happened to be on walks from opposite sides of the camp heading back towards the cabins. These two being Lashana and Heather. Lashana heard the noises and came to investigate, while Heather literally caught sight of the two heading into the woods and grew suspicious if they were planning something. Lashana blushed a little at this but composed herself and chuckled a little as she wasn't that surprised since the past few days Lindsay had been telling her all about her romps with Naruto. Heather meanwhile just growled under her breath at the sight of Naruto plowing the goth girl, irritated that he had a thing with her and several other women. After all, he could have asked her first, damn it. Confessional with Heather. So the rich wrestling lunatic has a harem. Why should I care? I mean, he's not in my league, Heather said, filing her nails down. Why should I care if he has a thing with the crazy girl, weird goth girl, klutzy surfer girl, and Lindsay who's as dumb as a post, Heather said, still filing her nails down. This time with more speed and fury as she spoke. Especially after him leering at me like a piece of meat but going to everyone but me, Heather growled. In her fury, she had kicked the camera in the confessional, knocking it to the ground and shattering it and cutting to static. Confessional. I'd better get paid for this shit, Chef growled as he had rebuilt the camera that was shattered by Heather. After this, I'm gonna tell Rich Maggot not to break this expensive camera at night when I'm trying to watch my soaps, Chef grumbled. Confessional with Lashana. Whoa. So Lindsay wasn't lying when she said he can go for hours. I mean, he and Gwen stayed in the forest for half the night. I swear I saw the girls I rolled back and hit Nirvana with the way Whiskers was banging her ass, Lashana said with a smirk. Hey, if he's an ass man, I'm gonna make him beg, she said with a confident smirk, glad she had been working out with Naruto since the competition started. She was absolutely confident that she could tame him unlike the other girls. Oh, how wrong she'd be. Camp Wawanakwa. Early the next morning. Welcome back to Total Drama Island. Last time both teams went out on a canoe trip to the wonderful and deadly Boney Island. There we saw flames, winners, losers, Naruto beating up monster beavers and making them tap out, and one gopher named Beth may have pilfered a little cursed, voodoo, tiki doll thing which probably lead to the gophers losing the challenge. When it came down to who was gonna be sent home, in a shocking twist Izzy was chased off the island having to escape the RCMP, but not before outing Naruto's little secret. I mean, I knew the girl was nuts, but I didn't know she was totally insane. That's some Kushina level crazy. Chris cackled before he grinned again. Will Beth live to regret her decision? Will anyone survive Naruto sending them to Suplex City? And can my teeth possibly get any whiter? Chris asked with a smile showing off his teeth. Find out now on Total Drama Island, Chris announced. 5 minutes later. Chris, in an outfit very suspiciously looking like an X-Wing pilot gear from Star Wars, flew a helicopter over the cabins to wake up the campers. They're here! Duck and cover! We're under attack! Duncan yelled as he jumped out of bed in his underwear and leapt under Jeff's bed, as the boys were all awoken. Meanwhile, the girls fared no better as Chris's noisy helicopter woke them. Ugh! That dude is really starting to get on my nerves, Lashana growled out as she hadn't gotten much sleep last night due to staying to watch Naruto fucking Gwen in the woods. Whatever. He just loves ruining our mornings. Beth, Lindsay, go warm up the shower for me. And remember, Heather was saying. Not too hot this time. I know, Beth said with a yawn as she and Lindsay went to go do Heather's bidding. Wake up, Gwen, Bridget said, shaking Gwen awake. I'm harder, Big Daddy. Gwen groaned as she was still dreaming and sleeping through the wake-up call. Bridget shook her head at this while Heather scowled at this. Not surprised? Lashana asked Bridget with a raised eyebrow as she tried to wake Gwen up. We already got outed by Izzy. Plus I've been on the receiving end of what she got. Now can you help me with waking Gwen? Bridget asked. Well, I can try. Hey, why is Naruto dragging Heather into the woods caveman style? Lashana yelled loudly so Gwen could hear. Oh hell no! Gwen yelled and immediately jumped out of bed. Fire burning in her eyes before her eyes settled on Heather in her own bed filing her nails. Really? Like I want the crazy wrestler. Heather scoffed as she got up out of bed, causing a magazine to drop out of her bed. Lashana looked at the magazine and chuckled, seeing pictures of Naruto in the wrestling ring, specifically under a section for up-and-comers. Oh really now? Lashana asked, holding up the magazine with a smirk as she waved it in front of Heather. Heather growled at this as she stomped out of the cabin, kicking open the door, and headed to the showers. She so wants him. Bridget deadpanned. She can want him till the cows come home. There's no way in hell that I'm gonna let Naruto so much as leer at that bitch. Gwen growled out as she got dressed. Look, why don't we change the subject? What exactly did he do to you last night? Bridget asked with a smirk. Like you don't know. By the way, you're next, Gwen said with her own smirk. Why would she know? She wasn't there, Lashana said before she realized what she said. Yeah, but we drew lots for who gets next. Crack, wait a minute, Gwen said as she paused and realized what her friend just said. Oh, would you look at the time? Gotta go, girl, Lashana said, running out the cabin in a hurry. Looks like you and Naruto put on a show for Lashana last night, Bridget said with a chuckle. Well, if she wants and she's a better choice than Heather, Gwen shrugged. She can go after you then, Gwen told the surfer. Showers. Not too long after, all the girls were currently waiting to use the bathroom. Unfortunately, Heather was locked inside the bathrooms. What's the hold up? Bridget asked as she really had to use the bathroom like the rest of the girls. Heather needs her private time, Lindsay told the assembled girls, making her groan. How long is Queenie gonna be in there? I got urgent business, Lashana asked. She could still be a while, Beth told them as she shook her head. Oh hell no! Lashana yelled before she moved to the door and with a fierce roar booted the door open. Lashana? Get out! I need my private time! Heather yelled. I don't give a damn! Time's up, prom queen! Lashana yelled before throwing a towel-clad Heather out the door. The restroom is free! Lashana told the others with a grin. You cool with letting her have next instead? Gwen asked Bridget as Lashana just did something awesome for them. No, that's fine. I'll get him tomorrow then, Bridget said as she had no qualms with that. Hope you're all ready for the most challenging challenge yet. Breakfast in 3 minutes at the campfire pit. Chris's voice sounded through the camp speakers. Campfire pit. Everyone, including a shirtless Naruto who was working out by the campfire pit wrestling Fong, sat around waiting for Chris's challenge. Is everyone ready for today's Extreme Max Impact Challenge? Chris asked, excited. We are ready! Owen cheered. Incoming! Chris yelled before throwing a can of beans at Owen that hit him in his face. This is breakfast, Chris told them, gesturing to a stockpile of canned beans he had with him. No, breakfast is crepes, croissants, and even chef's crappy burnt eggs, Heather said nonchalantly. Or ramen. Don't forget ramen, Naruto said with a grin, getting eye rolls. Beans. Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you dash. Owen was singing until another can of beans hit him in the head. Again. Today's challenge is all about survival. We're going hunting, Cry told them. Now that's more like it. Duncan grinned excitedly before seeing Chris hold up a paintball gun. Isn't that a paintball gun? Harold asked. What, you expected him to have the insurance to get the real thing? Ha! Naruto laughed before ducking under a paintball bullet fired at him by Chris. Nice try, jackass! Next time give it your game! Naruto mocked the host. So we're not killing anything? Bridget asked, wanting to get things back on track. Negatory. This is the first ever paintball deer hunt. I'll announce the teams when we enter the woods, so finish breakfast. Chris told them before they looked and saw Owen had eaten every single can of beans. Got any more? Owen asked, still hungry, as everyone glared at him. Later in the woods. Alright, here are the teams. Killer Base is Harold, Jeff, and Katie. Gophers, you have Lindsay, Beth, Owen, and Lashana. Chris told them before handing out paintball guns. Base have blue paint, and the Gophers have orange paint loaded. Chris said, handing out the guns. Woohoo! Owen cheered excitedly. You also get these styling glasses and wicked camo caps, Chris said as he passed out the equipment to everyone. The rest of you are deer. I have your antlers, noses, and little white tails, Chris said, holding up the accessories for the deers to wear, which included Naruto. Yeah, right. I am not wearing that, Heather scoffed. There is no way I'm a deer, Duncan said, irritated. Normally I wouldn't agree with them, but they're right in this case. No way I'm a deer. Have you gone senile or something? Naruto deadpanned. It's because you are a liability with any firearm. Like when you shot me at the shooting range. Chris deadpanned back at Naruto. Oh, come on. Your leg healed. Let it go, Naruto told him as he scowled at Chris bringing that up. Anyways, if any deer takes their stuff off, their team is toast, Chris said, ignoring Naruto and putting the antlers on Duncan, much to his hatred. What are you looking at? Duncan asked a snickering Owen. Oh, nothing. Bambi, Owen snickered loudly. You better be a good shot, Tubby, because if you're not, I'll gut you, Duncan growled. Deers get a head start for the hunt. Hunters will go after 15 minutes. So deers get going, Chris told them with a grin after they all got their gear. Okay team, let's split up. Deer should not be in groups, Naruto said as his team of deer all nodded and split up. Good luck, Suga, Lashana told Naruto with a grin as she checked over her paintball gun. Thanks, but I don't need luck. Anyone hunting me will need it more, Naruto smirked back at Lashana. Unnoticing Harold scowling at this interaction as he and the base hunters started to make plans while the deer scattered. So, does anyone want to try and hunt Naruto in this challenge? Katie asked Jeff and Harold, wanting to know if they should try it or just avoid him. I saw what he did to that giant bear. I'm not hunting the dude, Jeff said, as that was suicide. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so avoid him at all costs. God, I dash, Katie was saying before Harold cut her off. He's mine, Harold told them firmly as he readied his paintball gun for when the 15 minutes were up. Am I missing something? Why would he be asking for a fight with that psycho? Courtney asked. I don't know, but I want to see what Naruto does to the dork so badly. Duncan smirked as the rest of the base deer went off in another direction to start their hiding plans. With Naruto and Bridget. 15 minutes later. Naruto and Bridget had stayed together due to Bridget's fear of being alone in the woods. While it wasn't nighttime, it still made her uneasy. So Gwen, Cody, and Heather went off in different directions while Bridget stayed with him. And by different directions, Heather was sitting on a log to get help from Lindsay and Beth. Gwen went elsewhere, and Cody was trying to hunt down an abandoned area to hide out of sight. So what do you think the odds of one of the base hunters finding us is? Bridget asked her boyfriend. Probably pretty high. Remember, Courtney is a camp counselor or some shit, Naruto said with a mocking tone. Yeah, but she's a deer like us, Bridget pointed out. Yup, which is why she'd get her team any advantage she can without rule breaking. Trust me, someone will find us if we stay in one place for too long, Naruto said before ducking as a blue paint blast suddenly shot towards Bridget before Naruto brought her down to avoid it. Stay still, you man whore, Harold yelled as he jumped out of a bush holding his paintball gun. Oh, it's only Harold. I was worried for a second, Naruto said as he stood up. So what's got your panties in a twist? Wait, don't tell me. I want to guess. Did my mother suplex your mother or something? Or is this about the Red Ant Farm? Naruto asked boredly to the paintball gun-wielding nerd. I want you out of the way, Harold yelled, firing shots at Naruto. All of which missed without Naruto even moving. Okay, this is just sad, Bridget said as she shook her head at this. I mean, it's kinda funny, Naruto said with a smirk. Why don't you take your sluts and go to hell dash? Harold was saying before he froze in fear as Naruto grabbed him by the front of his shirt and lifted him up, taking his gun and crushing it in his hand. Oh, you done fucked up now, Naruto said before he threw Harold against a tree and started raining lefts and rights on the nerd's gut. No permanent damage, babe, don't want you sent home for killing him, Bridget said as she winced as blow after blow landed. I won't kill him. But Chris gave me a clause in my contract. Wanna know what that is, Harold? Naruto asked, eerily cheerful as he held Harold against the tree, looking the hurt nerd in his eyes. I can beat anyone I want that pisses me off to near death. Isn't that great? Naruto asked as the geek shuddered in horror, now realizing mistakes may have been made. Confessional. Can't believe Naruto is going this far just cause Harold insulted us, Bridget said as she shook her head but lightly smiled. Confessional. I handled Naruto's contract personally. As a wild card, I wanted to make sure nothing would hold him back to get us some crazy moments. As long as no one dies, it's fine. And if they do, oh well. Chris laughed evilly. Besides, Harold was dumb enough to insult Naruto's ladies. Not the best move, brah. Back with Harold. I'm gonna plant me a dumbass tree, Naruto yelled as he lifted a beaten-up Harold into a reverse belly-to-belly piledriver position and leapt into the air, spiking the nerd down with a tombstone piledriver and knocking him out cold. So what did we learn? Naruto asked the unconscious nerd. No response came from the knocked-out Harold. What's that? You want another one? Naruto asked, holding a hand to his ear over the knocked-out nerd. I think you proved your point, Naruto, Bridget deadpanned to her boyfriend. I was just cutting loose. It's not often I get to play a white knight role with my unadulterated violence. Naruto pouted. Let's get moving before we get attacked by one of the other base hunters, Bridget said. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose Jeff and Katie probably have better aim than Napoleon. Dynamite here, Naruto said, gesturing to the unconscious Harold before the two went off further into the woods, leaving Harold in the dirt with Cody. The nerd of the Gopher team was currently running for his life away from the base hunter hunting him. Now, normally he is not the most physically gifted, though he'll try. But after some workouts he had been doing with Naruto, he found himself to be a surprisingly fast sprinter, which helped him deal with avoiding paintball fire from Katie as she was currently firing at him. Get back here, dear! Katie shouted, launching shot after shot at the geek. Don't think you can sweet-talk me, Cody exclaimed as he took cover behind a tree. Not that kind of deer, Katie yelled, her steps fumbling a bit from the comeback, and accidentally tripping over a nearby rock and going into a tumble towards Cody when he peeked out to look and crashed into him, sending them both sprawling onto the forest floor. Cody's eyes widened at the situation he was now in, which was Katie straddling him and her breasts were squished against his chest while their lips met in an accidental kiss. Katie's eyes also wide as she separated from Cody and realized her paintball gun was sent skidding through the dirt about 5 feet away from her. I'm sorry? Cody said, more like a question, nervous she'd hit him or something. For what? It wasn't on purpose. Why are you so embarrassed? Katie asked curiously, not seeing what had the teens so jumpy. Well, you're very pretty and I'm not used to dash, Cody was saying till Katie cut him off. You think I'm pretty? Katie asked, as while she was perfectly secure with her looks, she always felt less pretty compared to some of the other girls on the island like Gwen or Lindsay. Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I? Cody asked, now the one confused. Katie smiled brightly at this before she got off of Cody. I'll give you a 20-second head start, Katie said with a smile. And if you catch me? Cody asked nervously. Mao, thank you for being a sweetheart, now get running, Katie told him as she went to get her paintball gun. Why would I want to run if that's what I get if I lose? Cody asked with a gap-toothed grin. Just because I'll thank you doesn't mean you won't have a few paintball shots on you. Now get moving. 1, 2, 3 dash. Katie started to count. Cody took off at this but was doing it half-heartedly as he was mostly curious how Katie would thank him. With Owen. The hunter is a finely tuned machine, his senses heightened by the thrill of the chase. Sniffs, suddenly, our hunter spots a magnificent buck in the clearing. If he's to succeed, the hunter must demonstrate patience and control, Owen muttered to himself as he was currently hunting after DJ, who was galloping on all fours like an actual deer through the forest, currently chasing after the gentle giant, firing and missing each shot until they came upon a cliff. End of the line. You're mine now, dear! Owen yelled as he pulled the trigger once more. And nothing happened as he had used up his ammo on the chase leading to the cliff. The hunter knows that his prey will stay there for a moment, paralyzed in, fear? And respect? The deer cannot beat the hunter, Owen said as DJ deadpanned at Owen as he stood tall over the large boy. Come on now. We can talk this out, Owen said nervously before DJ grabbed him and threw the oaf off the cliff into the water below. Owen crashed with an audible splash below as DJ nodded satisfied before galloping away. Owen meanwhile emerged from the water gasping for breath. The hunter will not be bested! Owen yelled aloud in determination, near a cave on the shore he washed up on, with a bear inside that was sleeping, until Owen awoke him from his slumber. The hunter should have thought this through, Owen said before screaming bloody murder as he ran from the bear as fast as he could. So not very fast really. Confessional. Cut to a bear wearing the orange hunter glasses, a camo cap, and holding a paintball gun sitting in the outhouse that looked towards the camera before blinking twice. Confessional end. Challenge is over, campers. Come back to the camp and we'll tally off how you all did, Chris's voice yelled over the speaker. Already? Wait, how long did I beat up Harold for? 'Cause this feels way too quick? Naruto asked Bridget. Well, you did spend a lot of time making sure I was okay, Bridget said with a chuckle at how Naruto knew she was afraid of being alone in the forest and wanted her to be comfortable. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, let's go see if our team won, Naruto said before the two headed back to camp. Camp? What the hell happened to you? Naruto asked, seeing Beth, Heather, and Lashana covered in orange and blue paint. We went to war, Shuga, Lashana said as she took off her goggles. Yeah, but you're supposed to hunt the other team, not each other, Gwen pointed out as she arrived and stood next to Naruto and Bridget. Keep the antlers, Naruto said to Gwen and Bridget with a teasing smirk as they blushed at the implication, while the rest of the contestants made their way to the camp and watched a heavily bandaged Owen get pushed by 5 interns in a wheelchair to join the group before the unconscious Harold was placed into a nearby medical tent. Let me guess, he pissed off a bear? Naruto asked. Yup. Now we'll go over what everyone did, but first, has anyone seen Duncan and Courtney? Chris asked. There they are. Naruto pointed to the left with a smirk as the two came over, with their antlers locked and stuck together as they came over. Duncan, you sly dog. Jeff smirked at the punk. You owe me money 'cause I called this one, Naruto said to Chris. Chris grumbled at this as he took out some money and held it out to Naruto. Chump, Naruto said with a smirk as he took the money and counted it. I should have known better after the bet I had with your mother, Chris sighed. So how'd you two get stuck like that? Bridget asked. What can I say? The lady can't keep her antlers off of me, Duncan smirked. You wish. Now someone get us loose, Courtney yelled as she tried to get loose but was having very little success. Oh please. You know you love this, Duncan smirked until Courtney kicked in his nads. Can't. Even. Ben. Over, Duncan groaned. Easy there, Courtney. Our medical tent is only equipped for one at a time and Harold is in bad shape, Chris pointed out. What happened to him? Cody asked as he and Katie made their way back to camp. That punk-ass got mouthy about my girls and paid the is that a hickey? Naruto was saying before he spotted a mark on Cody's neck. No, don't be ridiculous, Cody yelled as he covered his neck. Hey, I'm not judging, congrats, you have more game than Duncan, Naruto said with a smile as he pointed at the still groaning Duncan. Fuck you, Whiskers, Duncan groaned out in pain. What the hell were you doing in there? Courtney yelled at Katie, clearly annoyed since she did nothing. Cool your jets, Courtney. Your team won, Chris told her. Any of you vote Cody off and I'll cut you, Katie yelled at the Gophers. Like I'm scared of you. Heather scoffed with an eye roll before Katie threw her rifle at her, which Naruto caught. Damn, Cody, that girl is fiery, you better treat her right, Naruto said with a chuckle at the blushing Cody. Now let's go over the tale of the tape for the first ever deer hunt. We had an inter-team love story, stealing chips from Chef, a camper mauled by a bear, a camper mauled by Naruto, Naruto being a sap with Bridget, and a team firing on its own members. And I have to say that it was awesome. Chris cackled aloud, having enjoyed every moment of it. Anyways, since the Gophers have 3 team members covered in paint, Chris was saying till Lindsay turned around and showed her back covered in blue paint. Make that 4 team members. And only one of them is a deer. The base take the W here, Chris said. Yay. Ow. Duncan groaned out, still in pain. Woo. Take that, Naruto, Jeff exclaimed, as while he liked the dude, he could still relish in the victory. Yeah, enjoy the victory. Just know I'll pay you all back for this. Somehow. Some way. I will pay you all back. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But I will. And you can believe that, Naruto said with a grin. You sound like a bad movie of your dad's, Duncan said before falling forward due to the pain he was in. I was going with heel pro wrestler promo, but I'll take it, Naruto shrugged. Alright, before Naruto goes on some spiel about sending people to Suplex City. Gophers, you're gonna be voting off someone tonight. Meet you all at the campfire, Chris said. The Gophers all groaned at this as they followed Chris since the sun was setting. So who we voting off? Gwen asked curiously. I say we vote off Cody for wasting time, Heather said with a glare at said teammate who hid behind Naruto. Oh please, Yoko. He contributes more to most challenges than you, Naruto said with an eye roll at the queen bee. Pfft. Gwen snorted at this, as it was an apt nickname for Heather that never gets old. As hard as it is to admit, I gotta say Owen guy is hurt bad and will probably be a detriment to the team, Naruto said with a frown as he thought about it. You know, maybe we should get rid of the biggest threat to the game instead, Heather said, looking at Naruto, unhappy with his Yoko nickname. What? Lindsay asked wide-eyed. We're here to win. Can any of you honestly say you can win this game with this psychotic wrestler here? Heather pointed out. Pass, Gwen said with a shake of her head. Ditto, Bridget said, nodding in agreement. Not happening, Lashana said with a glare at Heather. Oh, don't think with your hormones, you fools. He'll get us all eliminated when we merge, Heather exclaimed. Heather, I don't want to vote him, dash, Lindsay was saying before she was cut off. If you don't vote for him, you're out of the alliance. You'll be exactly like Beth is now. Do you want that? Heather asked with a glare. Lindsay thought about this for a second before she shrugged and walked over to Naruto, surprising Heather. Wow, that didn't take her long, Cody said with a smirk. My girl may not be the smartest, but she's loyal, Naruto said with a smile at Lindsay. Yup. I love Naruto more than I fear Heather, Lindsay said with a smile on her lips as she hugged Naruto's arm in between her breasts. Looks like you lose, prom queen, Gwen said with a vindictive grin. Heather had pissed her off a lot, so seeing her alliance fall apart was just beautiful. Heather meanwhile just stood there absorbing everything that had just happened before she silently walked away. Calmly. Eerily calmly. I had her pegged for lashing out, Lashana said as she raised an eyebrow at this. Same. Which means she's probably gonna pull something. Either way, we'll deal with that later. For now, let's figure out who needs to get sent home. Naruto shrugged as he wasn't worried about Heather at the moment. She's just pissed you chose several of us over her, Gwen said with a smug grin. Well, duh. She's hot, and I'll admit I would tear that ass up, but her attitude is a turn-off, Naruto said nonchalantly. Which caused Gwen to grab his ear and twist it. Ack. What the hell? Naruto exclaimed in pain as Gwen twisted his ear. You will avoid even leering at Heather or I'm gonna have you fixed, Gwen said with a glare. So does that mean you wouldn't want to order her around if he went after her? Bridget questioned with a knowing smirk at Gwen. Oh, like a sexy pet you get to punish, Lindsay said with a smile at the suggestion. Girl, you are crazy, Lashana said with a laugh at Lindsay's suggestion. Gwen let that thought play in her head, contemplating it. Look, can you at least let go of my damn ear while you think on this? Naruto groaned out. Fine, we will discuss this later, but for now don't touch her. If she wants you, I want her to beg, Gwen said with a grin as she released Naruto's ear. Ack. Jesus, that fucking hurt. Naruto rubbed his ear. Plus, if you want to tear an ass up, why not take a crack at me sometime, Suga? Lashana asked with a teasing smile as she lightly slapped him. Oh, you're offering? Naruto smirked at her. Well, your girls are effective hype women, plus I do find you cute. And clearly you need a real woman to tame you. Lashana smirked confidently. Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this, Naruto said with a smirk before he pulled Lashana close, gripping her ass, making her chuckle. We can initiate you later. For now, let's get to the campfire, Bridget said with a chuckle. She's so gonna get ruined, Lindsay said, as even she knew overconfidence was not gonna help when getting wrecked by Naruto. Yup, Gwen said with a nod. Campfire. Campers, there are only 8 marshmallows on this plate. When I call your name, come up and claim your marshmallow. The camper, Chris was saying, but was cut off. Who does not receive a marshmallow must immediately return to the dock of shame, catch the boat of losers, and leave. Can we get on with this? Gwen asked blandly and irritated. Let's cut to the chase. Me and my girls all voted for Owen. Sorry, buddy, but you're hurt and need a real doctor, Naruto said as he looked at Owen, who was mummified and in a massive wheelchair. I can respect that, thanks bro, Owen groaned out with a weak smile at Naruto. I have a grandmother who will have you on your feet soon, so I'll make a call, buddy, Naruto said with a nod at Owen. Anyways, everyone but Owen got a marshmallow. It was a landslide vote. Now someone help push Owen on the boat of losers, Chris told them. I'm on it, come on buddy, Naruto said as he pushed Owen's wheelchair with minimal effort and helped him board the boat before it drove off. Well, have fun tonight, campers. You're all safe. For now, Chris said to the rest of the Gophers before walking off. Oh, I know I will, Lashana said with a grin at Naruto as he returned after wishing Owen a fast recovery. Heather paused at this and growled in anger at the implications of this before stomping away. Her anger grew even more after all the events of today. Let's go, Suga, Lashana said with a smirk as she grabbed Naruto by his arm and pulled him towards the woods. I have 20 minutes before she breaks and screams for all to hear. Any takers? Gwen asked her harem sisters. 20 minutes? Be realistic here, Gwen. I say 10 minutes, Bridget said with a smirk. 5 if he breaks in her ass. Daddy loves a bouncing ass, Lindsay said with a giggle. In the woods, Naruto showed Lashana the way to the cave he and his girls used for times like this. This is your love cave? Lashana asked, looking it over. Yup, courtesy of Izzy. I wonder how she's doing? Naruto mused. With Izzy. You'll never take me alive! Izzy yelled as she jumped onto a jet ski in the water after throwing off its owner. Give it up, you psycho! An RCMP helicopter voice shouted from above. Never! I owe you fuckwads for making it so I had to leave my man and his bitch breaker! Izzy yelled back before driving off into the sea, laughing crazily as she drove away. I really like that girl, Kushina said, smirking as she and Minato watched from a nearby boat. You sure it's worth it to get her a clean slate? Minato asked his wife curiously from behind the control wheel. Yup. I want grandbabies, damn it, Kushina exclaimed. You could probably get them from one of the other girls he's probably with on that show, Minato pointed out. He can have as many concubines as he wants, but I still want this one with him. She'd be perfect for joining the CWF as well. Kushina grinned. Now drive the boat to rescue our future daughter-in-law, Kushina ordered. Aye, sweetie, Minato said with a salute as they chased after Izzy and the RCMP chopper. Back with Naruto. Oh well. I'm sure she's fine, Naruto shrugged before seeing Lashana sit on the bed and smirked. So how do you want to do this? You want to come to me? You want me to come to you? Or should we just come together? Naruto asked with his smirk growing with each sentence. Why don't you show me how much of a man you are? After all, you got a real woman now, Suga. Or maybe you're not good enough to fuck a real woman. Lashana mocked with a smirk. Naruto growled as he jumped at her and tackled her to the rug fur bed, making Lashana yell out from his actions. Immediately his hands reached for her shirt, and before Lashana could say anything, lemon happened. With Chris. Welcome back to Total Drama Island. Last week the campers became hunters and the hunted. We saw Owen fail to hunt anything before getting mauled by a bear. Harold opening his mouth a bit too much and getting mauled by an angry Naruto. Cody opening his mouth and getting some tongue from Katie. Heather opening her mouth and getting into a shootout with her own teammates Lashana, Lindsay, and Beth. And we saw Duncan open his mouth and a kick to the groin from Courtney in response. In the end it was victory for the killer base team, and the injured Owen was wheeled onto the boat of losers. Who will be going home tonight? What horrible things will befall our campers this time by your handsome host? And who will be choked out by Naruto tonight? Find out right now on Total Drama Island. The beach. On the beach near the forest, the two teams were assembled in front of Chris, who was grinning at them. Today's challenge will test your minds, your teamwork, and your skills in the kitchen, Chris told them with a smile. Is that why Chef got a paid vacation for the week? So we can use his kitchen? Naruto asked with a quirked eyebrow. Yup, and FYI, no leaving pranks for him before you leave the kitchen, Chris told him flatly. Why would I prank him? He already deals with you on a daily basis. I feel like that's enough suffering, Naruto said with a smirk as the other campers giggled or laughed. Just for that, ramen is banned from this next challenge, which will be you all cooking a 3-course meal for yours truly. The winners get a reward. The losers vote someone off. Each team will appoint a head chef to create the theme of the meal and oversee the cooking. To cook you need ingredients, Chris said to the two teams. Oh God, let me guess, we have bungee jump off a cliff and whatever ingredients we grab ID what we use for our dishes, right? Courtney asked with a groan. No, but I'm so using that at some point. Thanks for the idea, Chris said with a grin, making everyone look at Courtney with small glares. Oops, she chuckled nervously as a truck backed out of the water, driven by a dolphin. Okay, I'll be the head chef for our team. Calling it now, Heather immediately said with a grin. That because you can't actually cook? Harold asked with a snicker before he shut up as Naruto glared at him. Hey, lay off her. Only our team gets to mess with her, Naruto said with a glare at the base nerd. He was still pissed at Harold calling his girls sluts last challenge after all. Yes, he may have beaten the nerd to near death, but that didn't mean he was forgiven. Can't tell whether that was sweet or insulting, Heather muttered to herself. I'm thinking we can do a killer Italian theme with these ingredients, Jeff said, looking at the ingredients in the van. Hello, head chef, Duncan said with a nod of approval to Jeff. Seriously? Awesome! Let's get grabbing! Jeff cheered out, excited at this prospect of being head chef, as the base team went to grab ingredients while the Gophers walked over to grab ingredients after they were done. Try not to mess up this time, Heather told Beth with a glare as she was still sore about Beth shooting her. Teamwork, people, Lashana said as they grabbed their own ingredients. Confessional. I had to take the head chef position. We're on a losing streak, people. And really everyone else on the team is useless. Well, barring Naruto in physical challenges or bear wrestling. But everyone else? Wastes of space, Heather exclaimed. Confessional end. Alright, here's what we need. Lashana mangoes, Beth pineapples, Lindsay macadamias, Naruto molasses, Gwen tomatoes. Heather listed off, looking over a clipboard as the Gophers grabbed the ingredients. I already want to kill her, Lashana grumbled under her breath. Relax, my dear. Sure, she's an egotistical nightmare, but what chef isn't? Naruto said. You're just saying that 'cause your mom is a cook and she makes Gordon Ramsay flinch, Chris said with a grin. Hey, she's a pro wrestling company owner first. And then a chef. And then the head of a religious order, Naruto said. She's what now? Bridget asked, taking a double take at that one. Nothing. Let's get moving, people! Naruto yelled as he hauled his crate of food towards the kitchen. Did his mom start a cult? Cody asked, bewildered at this reveal. Yes, she did. Though if it helps, she was overthrown and thrown out. Even religious nutjobs got sick of her chaos and her attempts to wage war against the Vatican, Chris said with a chuckle. With Kushina and Minato. God, it's just like the Papal Knights all over again. I didn't do anything to them. Kushina yelled as she drove the speedboat with Minato and Izzy away from an RCMP helicopter chasing them. You sent death threats to the Pope via carrier pigeon, Minato reminded her. Ooh, that sounds fun. Can we do that later? Izzy asked with a giggle. Sure thing, future daughter-in-law. After we get away from these idiots. Oh hey, a tidal wave! Kushina said with a mad grin, seeing a massive tidal wave forming in front of them. I should have listened to my mother and married into a less crazy family, Minato muttered as Kushina drove the speedboat into the tidal wave. Shut up, baby, you love it! Kushina yelled with a mad cackle. Back at the camp. In the kitchens. As the base team started to divide into teams to determine who would cook what dishes, the Gophers led by Heather came in carrying their ingredients. Gwen, Lindsay, you're on the citrus macadamia upside-down cake flambe, Heather ordered. Know how to make an upside-down flamer thingy? Lindsay asked Gwen, who just shook her head. Maybe we should do dishes that aren't too complex, Heather, Naruto suggested as he carried over a massive bag of oranges into the kitchen. I'm head chef and we're following my recipes, Heather told him firmly. If you didn't have an ass worth smacking, I'd dash. Naruto was growling under his breath before Gwen grabbed his ear. Excuse us a moment, I think we need to get more ingredients, Gwen growled out as she dragged Naruto out of the kitchen. I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm only human woman! Naruto pleaded as the goth girl dragged the pro wrestler in training out of the kitchen. Wait. Ugh, alright, Lindsay, start the cake till Gwen gets back. Bridget and Cody, start the ribs, Heather ordered. Can I help with the cake instead? I don't feel comfortable cooking ribs, Bridget said as she was vegetarian and didn't like the idea of cooking meat. Eh? Oh, fine, help Lindsay. Naruto can assist Cody when he and Gwen get back, Heather said with a sigh. Wow, there is a heart somewhere in you, huh? Lashana asked with a smirk. Confessional. What? I just let her switch jobs for efficiency, it's not like I did it so Naruto will pay attention to me. Ha! That's ridiculous. Especially since he already likes my ass. Cut that part out, Heather said with a grin as her mind wandered before her eyes widened at what she let slip out before she tackled the camera. Confessional end. Lashana and Beth. You two are on pineapple skewers and mango dip, Heather ordered. Girl, let me handle the appetizers. I know how to make a pineapple mango chutney that would melt the socks off the devil, Lashana said with a confident grin. Oh really? Well, that's great, but with me as head chef we're gonna stick to my plan. And my plan is pineapples with sticks through them. Got it? Heather told her with a faux smile. And if I mention that I am allergic to pineapple? Lashana asked as her eyes narrowed. Bonus, Heather said as she went back to her pad. Oh, I'm gonna shove a stick through you, you uptight little dash, Lashana was saying as Beth tried to hold her back. With Naruto and Gwen. Can you stop trying to tip off my ear, babe? Naruto yelled. Can you stop leering at that funt? Gwen growled as she let Naruto's ear go. Just cause I leer doesn't mean I would do anything. I prefer you girls over her considering her bitch attitude. Just cause she's hot doesn't mean I like her, Naruto said with a groan as he rubbed his ear. Yeah, I know. It's just annoying watching her check you out when she thinks she's being subtle. Not to mention all the shit she pulled with my diary, Gwen said with a sigh. She checks me out? Naruto asked with a raised eyebrow. Focus, babe, Gwen told him with a firm glare. Gwen, relax, I'm not doing anything with her. Heck, the most I would do is tease her by letting her know I'm with you girls over her. If she changed her attitude and apologized for shit she's pulled, it'd be a different scenario. But that ain't happening anytime soon, Naruto said. Teasing her I can get behind, Gwen said with a smirk at this idea. That's my girl, now let's go get the rest of the ingredients to the others, alright? Naruto asked as they approached the truck of supplies. Right, so if you had the green light, what would you do to Dash? Gwen asked till Naruto cut her off. Oh, I would absolutely destroy her. I would wreck that bitch. Like rougher than Izzy wreck her, Naruto said with a nonchalant tone. I kinda want to see that if I'm honest, Gwen said with a chuckle. You are so bad, Naruto said with his own chuckle at the goth girl before they went to the van and got the ingredients. Looks like they don't have any more salt and pepper. Guess I'll ask the base team for some, Naruto said as he looked inside the van. You think they'll just hand over some ingredients? Gwen asked her boyfriend. Who knows? It's worth a shot. And worst case, if they say no, maybe I poison a dish of theirs with laxatives, Naruto said with a shrug. Wouldn't that get you disqualified by Chris? Gwen asked. If I get caught and you get that camera out of my face before I give you a colonoscopy with it, Naruto said as he walked towards the cabin before he spotted a cameraman and yelled at him. Oh God, no! The cameraman yelled in horror as he ran the hell away from the violent wrestler. You done putting the fear of God into the camera, guy? Gwen asked with a raised eyebrow as she approached Naruto. Yeah, I'm good until later tonight, FYI I wear a helmet or the antlers from the last challenge, Naruto said as he smacked Gwen's ass before he went inside to drop off the ingredients. Fuck, he's so authoritative, Gwen muttered with a grin as she went inside. Here's the goods. FYI there was no salt and pepper left, so I'm gonna see if the base team has extra, Naruto told Heather. Ugh. Fine, just be quick, Heather ordered him as Naruto walked to the base kitchen. Hey, do you guys have any extra salt? And oh God, I'm blind, Naruto yelled as he walked into the base side of the kitchen to the sight of Harold in a small red Speedo. Sorry, blonde, we're making a point to Harold for leaving his underwear around the cabin, Duncan said with a smirk at the Speedo-clad nerd. I told you those weren't mine. Gosh, Harold yelled at them. Can't claw out eyes fast enough, Courtney yelled as she turned away from them. Who said that? I can't see anything, Naruto yelled as he moved his hands around in a panic. Wait, what's this soft thing? Naruto asked, grabbing something. Remove your hand from my chest, Courtney ordered with a scowl. Oh wow, DD cup yao, Naruto said before Courtney slammed a tray over his head with a clang. So that's what Duncan goes through with you on a daily basis, Naruto said with a groan. He wishes / I wish, Courtney and Duncan yelled before glaring at each other. Christ on a stick, good luck with her, dude. Sorry for the accidental groping, but even I'm not gonna try my hand at you. You're way too high maintenance, Naruto said as he slowly stood up. Yeah, keep walking, groper, Courtney yelled after him as he opened the door to return to the other team's kitchen. Say what? Gwen, Lashana, Bridget, and Heather yelled at Naruto. And I'm gonna die. If I kill Harold, can I switch teams as a replacement to not be killed? Naruto asked Chris as he walked back into the base kitchen before slamming the door shut behind him. Nope. Also, someone get Harold some goddamn pants, please, Chris said with a shudder. Yo, Harold. There's a clean pair of underwear and shorts at the cabin for you. You can't be cooking in that, Jeff said to the nerd. Finally, Harold said with a scoff as he left the kitchen back to the cabins. Say, Whiskers, wanna help us mess with Harold? You know ways of messing with people, Duncan asked with a smirk. He wasn't gonna pass up getting the blonde's help when dealing with the nerd. Enemy team or not. Well, I need something to do while the girls on my team cool off, so fuck it, why not? Naruto said with a smirk. He still had some revenge he wanted on Harold for insulting his ladies. You're buds with the sharks, right? Wanna give him a scare? Duncan asked with a smirk. I'm listening, Naruto said with a sing-song tone as he smiled evilly. With Harold. That's more like it, Harold said, putting his new boxers. His eyes winded when he felt a hot burning sensation between his legs. My biscuits are burning! The nerd screamed, running out the cabin toward the lake, unaware of the trial of grease laying out in his way. Harold screamed in terror as he slid along the grease trail, smashing right into the trail before sliding off face first into the ground, hitting face first into another tree. Harold slowly staggered to his feet, taking another step, sliding down the grease trail straight into the lake. He sighed in relief when he noticed 3 smirking great white sharks. "Idiots!" Harold screamed, jumping out of the water just as a shark bit right into his ass. Base kitchen. "Ah, that was priceless. Welp, I should go see how my team's doing," Naruto said as he opened the door. Only for a pan to hit him in the face with a clang. "Nice arm, Bridget," Naruto groaned as he closed the door again. "Sounds like they're still pissed. Guess being the camp playboy isn't all it's cracked up to be, huh?" Courtney said with a snicker. "Oh, go fuck Duncan, you uptight bitch," Naruto scoffed. "What did you say, you psycho, perverted delinquent?" Courtney asked with a glare. "You heard me. I'm sorry for the accidental grope while I was blinded by the horror that is Harold in a bloody Speedo. I apologized as it was an accident. I don't have any interest in you as we're on opposite teams and barely know each other," Naruto said as he looked at the girl with a firm look. "Oh, fine, if you were actually blind then you get a pass. I'll talk to your girls to not kill you," Courtney said with a sigh. "Thank you. Besides, I'm not going after Duncan's girl. You guys clearly have a thing, so I'm not interfering with it," Naruto said with a smirk at the 2 base teammates. "We're not together!" the 2 yelled at Naruto. Hush, sure you're not," Naruto said with a cheeky tone as Harold came into the kitchen wearing pajamas. "This is all I have left. If you sickos want me but naked, then hit me with your best shot," the nerd told them, just done with it at this point. "Nobody wants to see that. No one will ever want to see that in the future," Naruto said with a shudder. "Shouldn't you be back with your team?" Harold asked with a scowl at the wrestler. "Probably, but they want to kill me at the moment. You should be used to that given how your own team hates you," Naruto said with a smirk. "Ignore him for now. Look, Harold, stop leaving your underwear around the cabin and we'll lay off," DJ told him. "For the last time, they're not mine," Harold yelled at his team. "Welp, I tried," DJ said with a shrug. "Yo, I made some sandwiches, guys." "Dig in," Jeff said as he walked over with a tray of sandwiches as Harold walked over to one and took a bite. "This tastes like sweat and lotion. It's probably the worst sandwich ever," Harold remarked as he reached into his sandwich, pulling out a pair of his underwear. "Gross!" Harold screamed. Suddenly he felt his face begin to heat up. "Oh, I'm sorry, Harold, I guess I must have added some of this Armenian hot sauce." Naruto laughed, holding up a half-empty jug of hot sauce as he had handed it to Juf while he was still in the base kitchen. Harold puffed his cheeks as tears started filling his eyes. He held his throat, feeling the air drying before screaming out in pain, spewing out a stream of fire, running around the kitchen in a frantic panic, while Duncan walked out with a cup of juice. "Here, Harold, have some fruit punch," Duncan offered the burning ginger as he snatched the cup out of his hand, guzzling it down. Harold sighed in relief, thinking the worst had passed, when suddenly he felt his mouth burning even more. "Arber gaff!" Harold screamed in utter agony, falling on his knees, crawling along the ground towards the nearest source of water he could find, the confession cam. Naruto, DJ, Jeff, and Duncan looked on as the helpless nerd crawled into the urinal, slamming the door shut. Suddenly they watched as the roof of the urinal exploded, sending a screaming Harold flying into the air. Meanwhile, the shark swam in the lake without a care in the world when suddenly they heard a loud scream coming from above as burning ball of fire came crashing down. "Those motherfoo, oh!" Harold gulped as the sharks surrounded him on all sides with hungry grins. Everyone was frozen in shock as they heard a loud girlish shriek echo throughout the island, causing some of them to jump in fear. "With the gophers? The hell was that about?" Lashana asked, confused. "Probably the wrestler causing some idiotic drama or something. Now why are these pineapple slices uneven?" Heather asked Lashana and Beth, looking at their handiwork. "Will you two-faced, bossy little dash?" Lashana growled till Heather cut her off. "Listen, as much as I'd love to listen to you ramble on and on until the inevitable heat death of the universe, I have literally a million other things I could be doing as head chef. So why don't you just make sure the slices are up to par? Can you handle that?" Heather asked with a smirk. How about I handle your skinny little neck instead? Lashana growled out. Naruto doesn't seem to mind my skinny neck. In fact, he seems to like every bit of me, Heather said with a smirk. Except your attitude, Bridget muttered as she worked on the cake with Gwen and Lindsay. What was that? Heather asked with a glare directed at the surfer girl. I said we need help with your cake and this flambe liquid, Bridget said simply. Ugh, I have to do everything around here, Heather grumbled as she walked over. Woman, the day you do everything is the day I go off ramen cold turkey, Naruto said as he came back into the kitchen. This got snickers from the Lashana, Beth, Bridget, Lindsay and Gwen while Cody shook his head at this. Welcome back, idiot. Have fun with the other team? Heather asked with a glare. Oh, totally. Harold got to suffer for insulting my girls last week, Naruto said with a grin. You're forgiven for groping Courtney, Gwen said with a smirk. Don't remind me. That was a genuine accident. Harold was in a goddamn Speedo. Pretty sure I can never see out of my left eye again, Naruto grumbled. Whatever, just get back to work and help Cody with the ribs, Heather ordered. Yes, Countess Fat Ass, Naruto said with a mock salute as he approached Cody. So you do look, Heather said with a smirk. Gah! Naruto yelled before he quickly ran to the station with the ribs. Good, you're here. Ribs are all prepped, I just need your help getting them in the oven. They're too heavy for me to lift, Cody said. Sure thing. You know you're welcome to join me and Lashana on our morning workouts. You can bring Katie too for a double exercise date, Naruto suggested as he lifted the ribs himself with one hand and put them in the oven. You're okay with me dating someone from the other team? Cody asked curiously as Naruto closed the oven while he set the timer. Sure, and if a certain fat ass says anything, let me know. I have a list of pranks I can use to make her back off. As long as you ain't throwing challenges for her, what you two do off competition is your business. Just like me and my girl's business is no one else's, Naruto told him with a grin before a loud boom was heard as the group turned to see Heather, her face covered in soot and her eyebrows burned off. My eyebrows! Heather yelled in horror, seeing her burned to cinders eyebrows through the reflection of a frying pan. This is the best day of my life, Gwen said with a grin at the sight of Heather now eyebrowless. Naruto, go get my makeup bag from the cabin, Heather ordered the wrestler. Why me? Naruto asked confused. Because I said so, Heather yelled. Bitch, bitch, bitch. That's all you ever are, Naruto grumbled as he left the kitchen. I need a bathroom break, Lashana said. And I need new eyebrows. We don't always get what we want, do we? This is a team filled with morons, Heather said with a glare as Naruto came back with the bag. Here's your makeup bag. Anything else you want from me, mistress? Perhaps a shoulder massage or a pedicure? Naruto asked sarcastically. A shoulder massage actually sounds dash, Heather mused. Oh hell no! Lashana yelled as she stabbed the table with a knife before rushing over and grabbing the makeup bag from Naruto's hand. Hey! Heather yelled with a glare as Lashana tossed the bag to Beth, who in turn tossed it to Lindsay. With Kushina. Wow, that one has a temper. I love it! Kushina cackled as she, Minato, and Izzy were watching the show from a TV on the speedboat. Honey, watch the water! Minato yelled as the speedboat drove towards a ramp in the water with a flaming ring. Why? Kushina asked confused, not even paying attention as the boat drove through the on-fire ring unharmed. I think I need to update my will, Minato muttered flatly while Izzy giggled. Back at the camp. Lindsay, give me my bag, Heather demanded before Lashana opened the fridge. No, throw it in here, Lashana told the blonde bombshell. Oops, Lindsay said as she made to hand it to Heather but in reality tossed it into the fridge. Heather ran after her bag, which Lashana locked the door behind her. Oops? Naruto asked Lindsay with a knowing smirk. Well, I said I love my harem sisters more than I fear her, remember? Lindsay said with a grin. You get the first round tonight, my dear. Naruto chuckled as he brought her into a hug. I will destroy you all. You will pay for this. Heather yelled from the locked fridge. Yes, sure, whatever. Alright, Beth, go greet Chris since the head chef is indisposed. Everyone else take a small breather before we prep the food for him, Naruto said as the team did just that. Hey, do we need anything else for the ribs? Cody asked. We shouldn't, but I can take a look in the van and see if there's anything we can add last minute for extra flavor if you want, Naruto offered, as maybe there would be some spices to add if needed. Sure. We'll keep watch, Gwen said with a shrug, just happy to have a break while Naruto went to check the van one last time. 5 minutes later, Naruto came back with a small crate of some spices and entered the kitchen. Hey, good news, I found Dash, Naruto was saying before he saw his team wasn't in the kitchen. A bear was, however, and was eating the ribs. Oh, you have just signed your death warrant, Naruto yelled. The bear looked at Naruto and stood up and roared at him loudly. Tell me something you know, the giant bloodthirsty black bear that was terrorizing the forest weeks ago? The one that disappeared? Naruto asked, unflinching. The bear paused at this but nodded at Naruto. I beat him to death and ate him, Naruto said with a sick grin. The bear turned pure white at this as he tried to inch towards the back door. Oh no, you don't! Come here, Yogi! Naruto yelled as he tackled the bear into the dining room where the rest of his team and the base team, barring Heather, were putting on a restaurant-style performance as they prepared to serve Chris their meals. What the hell? Chris yelled, wide-eyed in a panic. Anyone want some bear claws after I'm done? Naruto yelled as he put the bear in a chokehold. Babe, what the fuck are you doing? Gwen yelled. This bear ate all the ribs and I'm taking it out of his hide, Naruto yelled as he put the bear into a sleeper hold as it thrashed to get out only to fail. Shush. It's okay, I'll make your death quick. Just think of honey and picnic baskets till it's over, Naruto said as the bear's eyes started to droop. Naruto, let that bear go, Bridget yelled as she didn't want to see her boyfriend kill an animal. You're alive because of her, Naruto said as he let the bear go. The bear whined at this as he ran through a wall. You're repairing that, Chris told Naruto. Why me? You have interns, Naruto questioned. Well, Gopher's sorry to say, but if you don't have 3 courses you're disqualified, Chris said, ignoring Naruto's question. This got groans from everyone on the Gophers and cheers from the base team. By the way, where is Heather? Chris asked the Gophers. She's chilling out, Lashana said with a grin while Gwen, Bridget, Beth, and Lindsay giggled. We should probably let her out, Naruto said with a sigh as the challenge was over. Too late, Heather yelled as she came out with her skin blue. It's Killer Frost, Naruto yelled as he pointed at Heather, getting laughs from the others. You're on my list, blonde. And what the hell is this? I didn't approve of a tiki idol, Heather yelled as she inspected the idol Beth had placed on the table for Chris for ambience. Oh, it's mine. I got it from the other island, Beth said as she grabbed the idol. The other island? You mean Boney Island? The island I specifically said do not take anything from or you would be cursed? Chris yelled as he jumped away from the damn idol. I didn't know about that. I'll put it back, Beth yelled as she ran out of the mess hall with the idol. Well, that explains the round of bad luck, Cody said, as it did seem weird they'd been losing by landslides against the base team. Well, Killer Base, you won, so you'll get to enjoy a 5-star dinner under the stars. Gophers, you'll be sending someone home tonight. See you at the campfire ceremony, Chris said with a smile as he left the mess hall. Confessional. Alright, so we either get rid of the girl who cursed us or the girl who we had to lock in a fridge to get a moment of peace from. Tough call. Unfortunately, as much of a pain in the ass Heather is, she didn't curse us with a bad losing streak. So unfortunately she's gotta go, Naruto said to the camera simply. It wasn't anything personal to the geeky girl, but that curse fucked them over bad and needed to be remedied. Confessional end. At the campfire ceremony, everyone barring Beth and Heather received their marshmallows to determine who would stay. And the final marshmallow goes to Heather, Chris said as he tossed the marshmallow to the queen bee. Duh, you should have never taken that stupid idol, Heather said with a glare at Beth before she left the campfire back to the cabin. Sorry, girl, Lashana said to Beth as she frowned at her friend. We can still text, right? Lindsay asked as she looked at her friend. Of course, Lindsay! And it's fine. It's my own fault for picking up that tiki idol, Beth said with a small sad smile. You put it back, right? Naruto asked curiously. Why, yeah, of course, Beth said with a small stutter. You hesitated there. Why? Naruto asked. Why, you're wasting time here, Chris yelled as he dragged Beth towards the boat of losers. Let us have time with our friend, you over the hill hack, Naruto yelled at Chris. Nope, get on the boat, Chris told the geeky girl as she got on as it left the dock. You're such an asshole, Naruto grumbled. I don't want to hear that from Mr. Light My Condo on Fire, Chris said with a glare. Hey, you're the one who was babysitting me and left me in the kitchen alone when I was 4, Naruto yelled back. Whatever. Sidebar Gophers, you should probably burn some sage to get rid of any lingering curse vibes, Chris told them. Okay, will Chef lend us some sage? Lashana asked. Nope. So good luck with that, Chris said with a laugh as he walked away. I know where some are. I'll go get some, Naruto offered. Not alone, you ain't sugar, Lashana told him as she and his girls nodded. I just can't say no to you all. Alright, let's go, Naruto said to his ladies. You know, if this is an excuse for privacy with your ladies, you can just say so, Cody said with a deadpan tone. I don't make you tell me you're gonna spend time with Katie, do I? Our privacy is our business, like yours is to your business, dude, Naruto said with a scoff. Fair point, have fun, Cody said with a shrug as he walked away. So Lindsay's first, right? Gwen asked with a smirk. Yup, let's go to the cave, Naruto said with a grin at his ladies before they left for the woods. Early morning. After a very physical night with his ladies attired, Naruto came back to the male cabins at 1 a.m. where he saw the base team males dragging Harold's bed towards the docks. Really, this is the best you have planned? Throw him in the water at 1 a.m.? I thought you guys were better than that, Naruto asked with a sigh. We're not. We stole all his clothes so he'll wake up naked for everyone in the camp to see as soon as he wakes up, Duncan said with a smirk. Impressive. Needs more sharks though, Naruto said before whistling lowly as to not wake up Harold. As he did so, 3 sharks surfaced saluting Naruto, awaiting orders. Fin Fang Jaw. You have an important task in the morning. As soon as this moron wakes up, you put the fear of God into him. Do I make myself clear? Naruto ordered, acting like a drill sergeant as they nodded before sinking back down into the water. It kind of scares me that you can just command them, dude, Jeff admitted. Please, I could have sent bears or monster beavers from Boney Island after him in the morning instead. He's lucky I'm feeling nice, Naruto said with a smirk as he helped them drag the bed to the dock. The next morning, Harold groaned as a bright light hit his face. He stood out of bed to see what was waking him up so early on a day where there was no challenge. Hi, Harold, Bridget's voice said, holding in a snicker as she and the other ladies involved with Naruto were in a canoe with Naruto himself. They weren't the only ones, however, as all the remaining campers were around. Even Heather was watching with a smirk. What's going on? Harold asked with a groan, only to feel very, very cold all of a sudden. I think you're missing something there, Naruto said with a smirk as he pointed to the nerd. Harold looked down to see something that would shock and horrify him. He was naked. Naked in front of all the others. Especially the girls. In a panic, he grabbed the pillow from his bunk to cover himself. I feel so bad, Courtney said as she shook her head. Why, cause of the prank? Duncan asked curiously. No, I feel bad for any girl dumb enough to sleep with him. Such a disappointment, Courtney said with a smirk to the punk. Ha! Naruto and Duncan laughed at this. So have you learned your lesson? Jeff asked with a smug grin. Okay. Yes. I learned my lesson. I'll never leave my crusty underwear out in the cabin again, Harold yelled, making the girls grimace. Lindsay, Heather, and Gwen shuddered at the admittance. Okay, I think he got it through his head, Duncan said with a smug grin. Maybe, but he still owes me for insulting my girls, Naruto yelled as he snapped his fingers as the three sharks appeared from the water and dragged Harold into the water. You have clean clothes in the cabin. They are yours if you survive. Fin, Fang, Jaw. Rip and tear. Naruto ordered the sharks, who grinned maliciously at Harold, who screamed in fright as he swam away buck-ass naked. Naruto, Bridget said as she gave Naruto a look as the sharks started to chase Harold. Oh, relax, I told them beforehand, no killing. Though they are allowed to leave scars, Naruto said with a smirk. I can't believe I'm dating you, Bridget said with a sigh. Oh, you love it, my gorgeous surfer girl, Naruto said, wrapping an arm around her shoulders as they watched the chase ensue between sharks and Nerd for the morning. How are they even moving on land? Gwen asked as they all watched as the sharks continued to chase Harold even on land. Training with me, they can only do it for like 30 minutes though, Naruto said with a grin. You scare me sometimes, Whiskers, Duncan said, amused at the chase occurring. Chapter end. Tired of watching censored fanfics? Would you like to watch some very naughty, filled with the lemons fanfics without any censorship? I'm happy to announce that I opened Patreon page for you guys, where you could watch Naruto/Deku, 18+ stories without any censoring. Not only that, you can also see the NSFW images of characters of the fics on my Patreon, which I make by myself. So buy your preferred tier and join our community now. Link is in the description.